Welcome back to WEDO Pay It Forward. This episode is about every business deserves good marketing with Sarah Carmichael of Bees and Honey Creative. Let's get into it. Welcome. I'm Milena Radakovic, and this is WEDO Pay It Forward. Welcome back to WEDO Pay It Forward. I'm so excited for my next guest, Sarah Carmichael of Bees and Honey Creative. Welcome, Sarah. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little about your company and how you got it started.
Sure. So we're fractional marketing. We believe that every company deserves good marketing. So we started initially, I was working at a technology investment company, and all these different companies were coming in, and one of my jobs was to market the portfolio of the investment firm. So I was going through all their different websites and their messaging, and it was very hard to succinctly say what each company did. And I thought to myself, you know, there's all this money going into these technologies, and I'm seeing success for these companies that are able to communicate properly and market themselves really well, and then the others are really struggling because they just don't have that communication or that branding. They look kind of like a science project. And so in the back of my head, I started turning around, oh, well, it'd be really cool if I could help all these companies. I wish I had the time. I wish I had the ability to just take them up and do their websites and their social media and their presentations and all these different things that you need. And eventually down the road, I was able to start the business, and now I have a team of people that all have skills in those areas.
Oh, fantastic. And I can understand if you're on the technical side, just very similar to engineers, not saying, but they're not on the creative side. They're like head down, programming, getting the things done. Yeah. They're not thinking about that. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
So if we're going to be in our audience, we might have some technical or engineers that starting on their own business. What would you say is something key for them to market their business? Like, what would be one of the most important key tips that you could provide?
Sure. I think it's one of the greatest ways I heard this explained once is helping people unpackage it in their heads very quickly. So what a lot of people try and do is they go, oh, I need to succinctly say what I need to say. And so then they go, oh, well, we're working with sensors and electromagnetic sensors, and we're doing this type of thing and that type of thing and software. And it ends up becoming this 10-piece sentence that everybody has to take a moment at each word to unpackage exactly what they do, versus saying, I remember I talked to one person and I was really interested in his technology, but I couldn't understand it. And it ended up that they were heating sidewalks, like it was like thermal sidewalks. And I said, oh, you're basically like an auto de-icer. Oh. Which is, yeah, you're like magic sidewalks. Why don't you just call it magic sidewalks? And he's like, oh, that's good. I'll use that. Because he had this whole 10-person sentence or 10-word sentence of exactly what they did. And I was like, oh, from a non-technical perspective, I have no idea what's going on. And anyway, so that's, I think if you can tell someone that's not in your industry what you can do, what you're doing, they can unpackage it really well, and it just opens the technical conversation rather than starting on a technical note where somebody might get lost.
So in essence, keep it simple, right?
Keep it super simple.
And don't they say in marketing, you are marketing to an audience of, isn't it grade 5 or grade 7 level, something like that. So you don't want to have those technical verbiage around it, right? Because people won't understand it. Okay, that makes sense.
Until you're talking to your peers of technical people as well.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. So when you're creating a package for a startup, and what's the first things that they should prepare for before meeting with you? So if they're like, okay, I'm starting a new business and I need marketing support, what are the basic things that they should have before they meet with you, just to get things going?
Right. So I think that a lot of people that we engage with, they're at that very, very beginning stage, or they've done a lot of that work themselves and then they meet us. I think a lot of the time it's the question, who cares? So if they can say, what am I doing? Okay, who cares? who am I doing it for? Who cares? And it's always that who cares question. And if they can answer those questions, you're ready to take it to a marketing person and say, or our team, and okay, this is our target market. This is who we serve. This is what we do. This is the traction that we're getting, those type of things. I think that, and narrowing down their niche is the other piece. So
Right.
where can you find traction initially, and having that really niche, narrow mindset rather than kind of that spraying everybody with your marketing message of,
Right.
and trying to get anything. It ends up just hitting no one, speaking to no one.
No, that makes total sense. So in some of our audience, we have some who've had their business for a few years now, and they might have maybe plateaued in their growth. What are some good advice or tips that you can give them to put another spark to get, like, say, more target audience or increase market share, etc.? What are some, I know it's probably for each business it's different, but is there something that you could provide advice on for that type of clientele that's in kind of a stagnant business?
Sure, yeah. I think the piece of advice I would say is that what got you here will not get you there. So you have to start thinking in new and creative ways. And coming from a creative company, I think people get a little scared because they think, oh, we're going to have dance teams going through the street or something like that. And I'm a dancer, so I'd be very on board with that.
I love that.
But I think that, and then to now bring it back to data, look at what's working. So a lot of the times you can look at your website. How much website is your website getting? What is driving traffic? What products are selling? You can kind of narrow in on those things and then say, okay, if this product to this market is really driving something forward, how can we think creatively about that and expand it?
No, that's a really good tip. I know that data is, what do they call, king nowadays?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's really queen. Yes, data is queen. Yes. Yeah, oh, I should have thought about that one. So in your business right now, you said you've got a team. What's next for the growth of your company?
Sure. So we have tripled our revenue in 6 months.
Wow,
which
congratulations.
is phenomenal. I'm
Wow.
very excited. So we're on a growth journey right now. We're on a scaling journey, and we just were able to take some of our part-time team members full-time as well. So we went from a team of 3 full-time to a team of 5 full-time in a short period of time. But now our next step is also growing and sinking our teeth into the sales aspect. We've had a beautiful journey of customer referrals.
Oh, fantastic. I was going to be my next question, is that how have you been able to grow? So is it mostly referrals, or how do you market your own business?
Right. So I think what we started implementing is actually just being more visible. So we started treating ourselves as our own client.
Oh, nice.
Which is a very, very baby stages right now. And so it's really exciting what we can do, because we've been doing this for other companies for so long. But then, our website got neglected for years and years, and now we're
I know what that's like.
yeah. So now we're thinking, okay, well, now we're a client. How would we do our marketing to have us grow? And that's been an exciting journey. Also just going to events, meeting new people, expanding the network. And once people know what we're doing and meet us, they get pretty excited.
Oh, fantastic. What the audience doesn't know is Sarah and I met actually at a networking event, and I just loved hearing her story. And she is the new marketing lead for WEDO Calgary. So if you're attending the WEDO Summit in Calgary, you will see Sarah there. And she's a fantastic person who's doing all the marketing for that summit. Thank you so much, Sarah. How can the audience get a hold of you and learn more about your fantastic business?
Sure. So to get a hold of Bees and Honey Creative, you can get us on our website, so www.beesandhoneycreative.com. You can also look at us through LinkedIn or Instagram, or you can email me personally. My email is sarah@beesandhoneycreative.com. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sarah. And stay for more. Bye for now. Wow, that was amazing information for these such aspiring women entrepreneurs. And if you know someone that you want to hear this great stories from, then go and nominate and sponsor the next woman entrepreneur. And don't forget to go on WeDoCanada.com, join the community, maybe get an apparel or a bracelet, or even just volunteer your time. We'd love for you to join our community.